Welcome to Hancock's VMware Half Hour. And welcome back to another episode of Hancock's VMware Half Hour. Okay, so sit back, watch with mother. This isn't going to take us 30 minutes, probably going to be about 10 or 12 minutes. And in today's video, what we're going to look at is finally how we update ESXi 8.03c to 8.03d, as mentioned here. Now, as I've mentioned in a lot of these little mini videos that I've been doing recently about the critical 0-day vulnerability that was sort of kind of found in March, on March the 4th of March 2025, I've done a lot of videos now on updating 7.0, 8.0 using the dirty method or OTA. If you have internet access and standalone host. I've also done videos on 6.7 and 7.0 on using the depot file that's available to you if you have a support agreement and contract in place, and you'll find that in your Broadcom portal. So finally, it's to end today with using the depot file again from Broadcom, the depot file VMware-ESXi-8.0U3D-24585383-depot.zip, and we're going to basically do exactly the same thing. We're going to use exactly the same recipe, exactly the same commands, but we're going to update our ESXi 8 host using the depot file. So I'm already logged in here. It's in maintenance mode. I've already updated the depot. I've already uploaded the depot file to our data store 1. The version we're currently running is ESXi 8-00. So this is a really old version. This is GA. So we're going to take that all the way from 8.000 all the way to 8.03d. Yes, it can be done. All updates are cumulative, so you don't have to sit there applying every single update between 8.00 GA and 8.03d. You'll be there all day long, and there's no need to do that at all. We can go straight from 8.00 all the way to 8.03d. So without further ado, if you've watched these videos before, you will know by now that I love a double SSH session. So in the first session, we're going to do a VMware-V, just to show you that I am actually basically on VMware ESXi 8.00 build 205.13097, which is 8.0 GA. I'm going to basically have a little look at, as I said to you before, we need to know the depot file name or the profile name that we're going to use. So again, for those that can't see my screen, that want to know what the command is, it's ESXi space software space sources space profile space list -d /VMFS /volumes /data store 1 /VMware-ESX-8.0U3D-24585-383-depot.zip. And as I mentioned before, usually with 7.0, 8.0, the depot files have got a depot in them. For some strange reason in 6.5 and 6.7 they don't. So if I just hit enter, it's going to show us the profile name that we need, and our profile name here, the one with standard, is the one that includes VMware tools. The one that doesn't have standard, the one that says no -tools, doesn't have VMware tools in that update. So we're going to use the latter, the last one there in the list. And if we have a little look here, before I do that, I'm going to tail my logs. You know that I love tailing logs, so I'm going to do a var log ESX update. Okay, and I'm going to have a little look down here. This is the command that we're going to use. So again, all you need to check, doesn't matter what version of ESXi you're on, 6.5, 6.7, 7 or 8, or even back to 5.5, 6. If you use this command, ESXi space software space profile -update-p, followed by the profile name, which is what we found above, followed by -d, followed by the path to our depot file. So in this particular case, it's /VMFS /volumes data store 1 VMware-ESXi-8.u3D-245-85383-depot.zip. Can you hear that blackbird? It's definitely a blackbird. Bizarre thing is noise cancelling doesn't cancel out bird sounds, but that's definitely a blackbird. Anyway, my apologies. So -- no hardware warning. Again, this particular server I think is probably on the hardware compatibility list, so it's not going to balk because the CPUs are not supported. And -- dry run, and you know that I love to use a dry run. So I'm just going to hit enter, and we should actually basically, if we got that right, if you've got the command line wrong, then it's just basically going to show you the command line usage. And I have had a question by somebody saying to me that every time they type that in, they just basically get the command usage. And quite simply, you've got the wrong command in place. So, looks good. Dry run only, host not changed. The following installers will be applied. Boot bank installer, locker installer. Shows us the VIBs that will be installed. Shows us the VIBs that will be removed, and no VIBs will be skipped. So now quite happily we can delete that dry run, and I can go and hit enter, and that's going to sit there scrolling through the screen doing lots of stuff. And we'll just mention again, if you actually basically look through this, I won't speed this up in post. We'll see how long it takes. But somebody did actually basically mention before and was a little bit concerned about doing this via the internet. And whether it was going to corrupt their ESXi installation. Well, we're not doing it via the internet now, but the same could be true of a depot file. But as you will see, everything is being verified here. The VIBs are being verified as they're sort of kind of downloaded and written to the boot banks. So it's highly unlikely that you can corrupt your ESXi installation by using a corrupt update. However, that's not to say that if you were using USB flash drive or an SD card, which is no longer officially supported, that, you know, it is possible that you could get a bad read or a bad write on a flash drive that would result in a failure when you booted ESXi. Okay, so that appears to be finished. If I just basically scroll back up here and have a little look, it's telling me reboot true. These are all the VIBs that have been installed. None have been skipped. So there have been some removed, some installed. So finally, all there is for me to do is effectively to reboot our host. So I'm basically going to say reboot. We will do a refresh, and then I will prove to you that we have updated it successfully. So we have done a lot of videos in covering critical updates that cover the critical zero-day vulnerability in VMware ESXi Workstation and Fusion. This was reported by NHS England. I think this is something that they produce to advise internally, but it's also available on the internet. So it's not an intranet, it's an internet facing. And of course, this covers the VMSA-2025-0004 that was published on the 4th of March. And it is applicable to all versions of ESXi and VMware Workstation, VMware Fusion, VMware Cloud Foundation, and VMware Telco Cloud platforms. 6.5, 6.7, 7 and 8 are all affected, to which Broadcom have released patches for 8, 7, 6.7 and 6.5. If you are entitled to download the depot files, you will find them in the Broadcom portal. You can still update your standalone hosts directly from the internet using the OTA method, as I've shown, for version 7 and version 8. 6.5 and 6.7 can only be now updated via the depot files, which you would have to obtain from Broadcom. So with all that, and my tooth is still raging on here, I'm going to see whether or not that we can finally log into our host. So yep, we can log in, and there we go. So we've actually now updated from 8.00 all the way to 8.0 update 3. And if you look over here, it says ESXi 8.0 U3D-245-8583-standard. And what we're going to do, we're just going to restart one of these PuTTY sessions. Log in. VMware-V. There we go. VMware ESXi 8.0.3 build-245-85383 or 8.03D. So that's it. I think I've done every permutation of how we could update our infrastructure. 6.7, 7 and 8. 2 more videos to come in this series using VLCM. I have done videos before on version 7 and version 8 on VLCM, but what we'll do, we will cover those again so that they are up to date, that show you how to basically upgrade a cluster using a single image and remediate them against your hosts. Can't do it with 6.7, unfortunately, because 6.7 is no longer supported over the air or from the internet. So once again, if you've liked this video, then please thumbs up. If you don't like this video, then don't like it, and please thumb down. But please subscribe, and more importantly, please come back and watch more episodes of Hancock's VMware Half Hour. And as I'll say again, the list is building up of videos that you want me to do. But if there is a video that is not already covered in the... I'm losing count now of the number of videos that we've done here on Hancock's VMware Half Hour, but it's a fair few. If there is a video that is not already covered, or if you have a question, then please drop a question below. Questions and answers really are not exactly very easy via the YouTube question and answer. But, you know, please ask me for an invite to the Discord channel, and I can invite you to the Hancock VMware Half Hour Discord channel, which makes it a little bit easier in logging and questions if you want to be a little bit more interactive about any of these particular videos or anything else. If you want to talk about bees, if you want to talk about birds, if you want to talk about toothache, then fine. Anyway, all the best, and once again, thanks very much for watching, and good night and goodbye.